Now we will discuss very important sections of IPC, that is called defamation. It is broadly classified or divided into two parts. One is called libel and another is called slander. Libel means any sort of imputation that is made by visible representation, imputing the character of a person by assassinating his character, that is called libel. And slander means any imputation caused to a man intentionally or knowingly by any spoken, by speaking something or by saying something. If somebody is imputing the character of a person, it is called slander. So this libel and slander are two components of the defamation. It is punishable under section 500 of IPC. The 500 IPC broadly it speaks, whoever by words either spoken or by visible representation makes any imputation intending to cause harm to the reputation of a person. So here the reputation of person is very much important, and that person reputation is with intention, with certain malified intention. By that imputation, if somebody's reputation will be caused or harm, it will be harm. It is a case coming attracting section 500 of IPC. So sometimes some people, they intend to punish a person. They used to go to criminal court and they used to file a case coming under section 500. If somebody wants to file claim damage or compensation, a person can also file a civil case under this defamation chapter, claiming damage and compensation from the person who has committed the offence. So there are two aspects. One can go for criminal case. For that, a person can lodge a FIR before police, or a person can take the help of filing a complaint case under section 200 CRPC. So if somebody has imputed his character knowingly or intentionally and with very well motive that he will impute the character, impute the prestige of that man, so that the person's prestige in the society will be harmed or there will be loss. In that case, it is punishable under sections 500. This is called defamation. So broadly, it is divided into two parts. A person can opt for to go to civil court. A person can also initiate a criminal case. In case of criminal case, the ultimate justification, the ultimate judgment will be given by punishing the person who has committed the wrong or the wrongdoer. In case of filing a civil case under this defamation chapter, the person can claim loss, whatever under this chapter, that is damage or compensation. Whatever loss he has sustained out of the imputation of that person, of the accused, they will claim, basing on is the percentage of imputation, basing his prestige in the society. Accordingly, it will be assessed what will be the damage or compensation that will be awarded by the civil code. So a person can opt these two aspects under this chapter, that is called defamation. Then we will discuss very important section relating to any sort of criminal intimidation. Intimidation means threatening. It is punishable under section 506. Here the very essence of the section, whoever threatens any person with any injury to his person or reputation or property with intent to cause alarm or annoyance, then it is punishable under section 506. Here causing annoyance and alarm both are very much important aspect under this section 506. The intention must be there, malified intention. By this threatening, a person will be alarmed. So what is the purpose of this alarm? Once a person is alarmed, he will not be able to do his normal evocation of words. He will be terrified, he will be threatened by the accused, so that he cannot work his normal evocation of work. In that case, it will be said that it is case attracting section 506. It is called criminal intimidation. So the criminal word is used here in this case because the intention is very malified. The malified intention is there. By doing so, the person will be terrified. The person cannot work normally. A person cannot pursue his normal evocation of work. That's why the intention is very much vital here in this case. And if this threat is given two types, one is relating to life, another is simple threat. Once it is relating to life, it is non-bailable offence. If relating to general threat, it is punishable, it is bailable offence. So here this section 506 is classified into two parts, part 1 and part 2. Whoever commits intimidation, the punishment is the punishment that is 2 years. So here not relating to life. If second part is if somebody is giving intimidation for his life or causing grievous hurt, the punishment is very severe and punishment prescribed is 7 years of imprisonment. So the second part is of course non-billable because it is relating to threatening to life or causing grievous hurt. All this, whatever the grievous hurt that is described under section 320 of IPC, all any sort of this privation of part, emasculation, not unable to pursue the normal work for 20 days, all these things are categorized under this grievous hurt, and the person who is threatened for this type of grievous hurt or any threat on his life to kill or to murder, so it is punishable under this second part of 506. It is non-available and punishment prescribed very severe, 7 years of imprisonment is there. So this criminal intimidation, in this case also a person can lodge a FIR. Accordingly, the police will investigate the case and charge sheet will be submitted under this section. Then coming to the last portion of the IPC, that is that section 511, punishment for attempting to commit any offence. In this case, only attempt is punishable under law. You must be knowing certain offences are under our IPC. Attempt is punishable, attempt to murder, attempt to wage war against government of India, attempt to commit suicide. Certain offences are there, those are punishable under this section. Here, simply by not committing the offence, by there is non-completion of the offence, still then mere attempt or simple attempt is punishable. So under this our IPC, many sections are punishable under attempt chapter. So here for any offence only attempt is there. If that attempt is there, whatever the punishment prescribed for the main section, the half punishment will be prescribed under this section 511. So this is relating to punishment for attempt to commit any offence, and whatever the punishment prescribed under the main section, the half punishment will be prescribed is punishable under this section 511. So here suppose somebody is attempting something for the main section, whatever the punishment is, suppose it is 7 years punishment. So here the attempt itself is punishable because the main thing has not happened, main thing has not committed, simply an attempt was there. Attempt to rape, it is one example. So for rape, suppose punishment is prescribed 20 years imprisonment. So here in the attempt itself, so here 50%, that means half punishment will be prescribed, the punishment will go up to 10 years. Like this, any sort of attempt without confirming or without completing the main offence, the offence is punishable under this section 511. This is called attempt. So here these are some of the important sections of our IPC. And whatever from this entire all the section, it is evident that intention is the prime factor. Intention to do some offence. Once there is a intention and the intention is malified, the intention is punishable under law. Nothing is an offence, anything is done. Anything is done without any intention, it is not an offence. So suppose a patient is taken to a doctor. Doctor, without application of without any treatment, suddenly gave injection, the patient died. It is one kind of negligence. It is not a case of any sort of attempt. So here there is no mens rea on the part of the doctor to cause harm to the patient. So here once the attempt is established, then it is very much relevant under our IPC and it is punishable under law. Sometimes motive is also there. In all cases of motive, of course, it is not so very vital, but in some circumstantial evidences, motive is a very prime consequence, and once there is a motive, definitely it will lead to certain circumstantial evidence. So in case of all offences which is established through circumstantial evidences, motive is also proved. Once motive is also established, of course it is not a condition to convict a person, still then motive plays also a very vital role in deciding a case. So in this way, our entire IPC is categorized into it is purely a substantive branch of law. Different types of offences are there and all the related punishments are prescribed. That murder and culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Murder, in case of murder, intention is prime factor. In case of culpable homicide not amounting to murder, intention may be there, may not be there. Or suddenly with this sudden provocation of mind, or sudden there was a premeditation of mind, suddenly there was a violence, suddenly some person got enraged and committed certain offense. It is clearly a case of culpable homicide not amounting to, because the intention is lacking. Intention is not present. So intention is very much important under our IPC. If you will go to section 84, nothing is an offense which is done by insane person. Why insane person? Because they don't have any thinking power. They do not know what will be the consequence of his action. Whether by this action somebody will cause, it will cause harm to somebody. As because he is lacking the thinking power, there is no intention on his part to cause some offense. So nothing is an offense which is done by insane person is protected under section 84 of IPC. So many sections are there. Right to your life, it is a fundamental right. Suppose somebody is coming to assault you, it is your right to exercise your defense, that is called private defense or self defense. So your self defense or private defense must be at par with the aggressor's force. Your private defense should not exceed to the aggressor force. Once you are exceeding, then only it is punishable under law. If you are not exceeding and if you are acting within the parameters or within the scale or whatever that is, the aggressor is coming with the same force you are applying, that application of force is at par, then it is not an offense. So many things are there. Right to your life, similarly you are having a right to protect your body, a right to protect your family person's body or anybody or any friend. So right to your property as well as life, both are very, very important aspect under law. So many sections are there under this IPC which are categorized into different. So in many offences relating to torture or harassment to women, that is punishable under 498. Nowadays, in this society, these offences are very much rampant, and these. But here, once the standard, the rigors of law is very strict, the standard of proof is also should be strict. So here, the standard of proof is also a very high pedestal, and high standard of proof is required so that a person can be convicted. So the cardinal principle of our criminal jurisprudence that before punishing a person, the case should be, or the case must be established beyond all reasonable doubt. One, there should not be any sort of doubt in the mind of the court. If there is no doubt, then only a court can punish a person. If there is any sort of doubt or any doubt is created into the mind of the court, definitely the benefit of doubt will be extended to accused. So always benefit of doubt is given to accused. So another aspect is there. Suppose from one evidence, two aspects are coming. One aspect is favorable to accused and another is not favorable to accused. So whatever that is favorable to accused, that is to be accepted by the court. So whatever that is favorable to the accused, that will be accepted, and for that acceptance, the benefit of doubt will be extended or given to the accused. In this way, the IPC, it is a purely substantive branch of law. Many sections are there, and the students are directed, or they are instructed to read all these sections very meticulously and sincerely so that they will excel in their life in criminal law. So this is in total relating to our Indian Penal Code. With this, I am closing this chapter IPC.